Good evening and welcome to det demokratiska Böhmen. We are looking at the electronics factory. Yes, we're looking at the electronics factory and how are we doing? We are producing at a blistering pace, apparently. When we're running at 70, 80% something. And okay, that's 4.5 tons per day. How much is a ton of electronics, really? That should be worth quite a bit, I suppose, since it takes such a very long time to make. Yes, it is very expensive. That is, of course, why I did all this stuff. That started out with the chemical plant, went on to this plastics thing, and here electrical components, and yes, and that means we now make our own electronics, our own televisions, our own radios, our own computers even, maybe. There are computers available in the game, but they don't serve any purpose, as I have noticed anyway. But the easiest way to just get some use out of this now is to connect it to a place where I have had the foresight of putting up a warehouse next to the shopping mall. You don't have any meat. Why not simply build a road cargo station here? Indeed, why not? Because you can actually fit it quite easily, I think. Can I afford it? That's a completely different matter, which we will find out very shortly. Might even be a good idea to have a little really can't too steep of an incline. Okay. We don't need streetlights here. It's a bit luxurious. Railway, no, of course not. I should have known. That you need to go like that over a rail line. Come, maybe this will be tricky. Yes, thank you. 115,270 in the bank. Very good. And 13,000. And this one, however, I believe will be too expensive. 56,000. I can afford it. Amazing. And you, next time you come around here, you do not go to the Kirush warehouse. You go to the Kirush Road cargo station, and you unload. And what? You go there to get everything but crops. Aha, okay, I see. That's okay. I took a little cheap route to not have to click all these boxes, and there are only crops and food available at that place. Anyway, you are not going to the warehouse anymore. You are going there, and you are going to unload, and you're going to wait until you are unloaded. And most important of all, we need to find our... No, we can't do that. That will only help. Yes, that will only help with that. Why isn't there any meat? Where are my meat trucks? There are 2 meat trucks associated. Has the meat industry collapsed? The meat industry has collapsed. Fantastic. What has gone wrong here? I know what it is. They are without power. No, they are not without power. Wrong. What's going on then? What are you people doing here? You don't have any meat. There are no... There are no cows available because the entire house in the capital is on fire. Yes, I believe this one will contain cows or various animals, but the station here is all filled up on meat trucks, the trucks that transport the meat, you know, the finished product here. Yes, fire is extinguished. Good. If we instead tell you to go here and unload, please, and do not load, and go there now, and do not go here anymore. And there is 2 parking spaces available. Why are you not moving? Why are you not moving? Could you do something, please? You can also go here then, maybe. No. Go here and unload, please. Unload. What is it? They are all stuck. They are all completely stuck here. Hello. What can I do? Can I tell you to go somewhere else for a moment? Like to a depot, which is there. Did that start you moving? No. Okay. I am not going to take all blame for this. There, dear game. I don't think. This feels a bit ridiculous that the situation has... You have no workers. No, of course you don't, because they are all stuck in traffic here somewhere. I didn't see any bus. What? What is one to do? I mean, people can get by without food. Sorry, not without food, but without meat. Yes. I am going to sell my electronics first of all. Yes, I need a truck. I'm not going to buy the big one this time. I'm going to try and buy something small. Covered hull. What is there available? There's only this one, and that one is really slow, 50 kilometers per hour, so no. That means we're going to have to buy with rubles. Yes, covered hull. And what can we afford? What's something small and quick? You are quick, you are rather small, and you can take how much electronics? 3 tons. But you're not that small. 7 tons? How much are you? 10 tons. Okay, 90 kilometers per hour. Half a ton of electronics. Okay, well that should keep them. 92 kilowatts of engine power. That much must be 92 kilometers per hour. Yes, we can sit around all night here, selecting a truck. There is so many to choose from. Which one? This one has 165 kilowatts of engine power, and it's from Czechoslovakia. So obviously, it's an obvious choice. How much do it carry? I put 3.1 tons. That's a bit overdoing it, but it will do nicely. And go to the here, please, and get the electronics. Finally, our own homemade electronics. Yes, of course, the first people to get used to use the electronics are the people of Kirarush. They are, after all, the people who are involved in very much, if not all but the mechanical components in this chain of our own electronics is, did I start that truck going? Yes. This is not at the vehicle depot, so I suppose I did. And there he goes. Yes. The topic for this visit to the People's Public Republic, People's Workers, Democratic Republic of Burma, was going to be to smell the flowers and look at some trains and look at some trucks, moving some electronics around, maybe people buying homemade electronics, being able to at least in one place sell our own electronics. And yes, that is now accomplished, but apparently our meat industry is completely broken. It is ruined. One might just start over at this point, I feel. What am I to do? If I could get cattle in, well then, pensions fund. Hello there. Can we please import some cows or random animals? It doesn't really matter that much. However, there are still no workers, of course not. Damn it. What do I do with all of you? What the hell is this? I know. Okay, here are the buses, but they have been sitting here for, I mean, God knows how long. So there are no workers left on board. That's cows handled, but getting workers in here. This is going to take a bit of untangling. Can you go there now? No, you cannot. What if I just sell off a bus here and see if that changes anything? Make it disappear. Didn't change much, just didn't get you to go in to there, and no one is moving. What? How? Why? Well, I don't know that these kinds of trucks, that there is one that goes by Hamsegrad, Demokratikraft, and yes, Demokratikraft. These don't work very well. So let's get rid of them. See, there's another one. He has 5 tons of meat. I will get handsomely paid. Stuff is moving. Stuff is moving. I don't know what was the last one I sold. I have no idea. Okay, well, you went to the factory this time, but maybe. What were you doing down there anyway? And maybe we can also do a little bit of this, because I did tell one truck or 2 trucks even, to go directly to this place in case it runs out of livestock again. However, yes, as soon, if we could only get some workers in here, please. And you do have 2.5 tons of. This is a bug in the game. This is a thing that doesn't work. You have resource available here. You have storage here, and you have it cannot pull. It has to be pushed through apparently, or something, for the forklift to be able to take the pallet from here. The last, you have to continually push out the last bit of the conveyor or line or whatever is going on here inside the factory. This is very nice in many models in this game, that you can really get close and you can imagine what's going on there. That is the where you put the animals in, and something happens, and there you see there's a cooling bit here, maybe something, and here you can get meat out. Maybe that one is not a good example. There is, however, a very good example of this over here, and yes, I'm sitting right on top of it, inhaling the water vapor from the cooling towers. Yes, this is water vapor. It should not be dark or black or look like smoke in any way. However, this should be as black as possible. Yes, that's how we know we got real proper power going on. Anyway, I'm inhaling the nice water vapor for my dry throat here, and it's doing wonders, I think. So if we take a look here, you can see, here is the conveyor coming down the mountain into this engine transfer, and this is a mod. This is not stock in the game, and it looks like it would be almost. You see let me use the cursor here, and you see the conveyor, it goes in here. There is the boilers obviously in there because you have the chimney here. Now, I don't know what the secondary chimney is for. Why? We're missing coal. Okay, more issues to tend to, but first this. And here is I suppose here would be the generator. The boiler is in here, and the generator building would be turbine, and generator would be here somewhere. And you have electricity out here and here apparently. Maybe there's a transformer thing going on there. Why? The reason there would not be enough coal is because there are too few workers up here. I did move a few people in here, didn't I? Yes. Where are you going to work? Are you going to work here? How many did you get? Could have gotten a bit more. Would be nice. Where you are absolutely able to go there. Yes. How many buses do I have? I have one bus taking workers out of here. Okay, that means it's good investment maybe to buy another one. And you go from here to up the safest, no, the absolutely most dangerous road in the, oops, that was, sorry, yes, there you go. Go, and only workers. This road, my friends, this road is very, very dangerous. It takes a real daring and professional and, of course, experienced bus driver to take the bus at. How fast is he going? He's going at 93 kilometers an hour down here. Wow, no, that's not the one, is it? Sorry. About 90, 80, 90, 100 kilometers an hour around there. Yes. So we'll see if that did any good. Okay, there are workers, but how much coal? There is coal, and there is coal there as well now. But apparently there is a shortage of coal here every now and then. And how many workers do you have on board? 30. That's not a lot. You? 1. That's very much not a lot. Where are you people going to work? Aha! You can't because there isn't a kindergarten, of course. I did not build a kindergarten here, but there is one there, and I mean, yes, you are not in range, but okay, let's build a kindergarten. Let's build a kindergarten then. That's education, of course. Very good. See? It is possible to trick the game into doing stuff that it claims is impossible. You can persuade it that it is indeed possible. Sometimes. Very few exceptions, but some. There we go. There's a theme here of lack of workers, isn't there? Both in up there, and how are we doing at steel mill? No, they are doing great. Population 58,500. I think it was around 60 last time we looked. But I mean, we're not really doing bad. People are happy and everything. Yes. But there is a lack of workers, especially up here, and I mean, this isn't the most obvious place in the world to build a coal mine. I grant you. Just look at the road and the state of it. And what the buses have to go through in order to get that really. There's another bus. Do you carry any workers? 95, you're full. That's what. Oh, God. Is everyone alright in there? Well, you will soon get to. You will have 2 options of work available to you. You may either go down into the coal mine here, go down in the shaft and dig for coal with pickaxes and shovels and wheelbarrows, because we have no mechanisms at the mines. Or you may walk down the very, very steep hill here and try not to slip. If it is September, it might be slippery. It might be a wet day. And don't die, and then you get to process coal ore into coal. Yes. Well, half of what comes out of there, and the rest, I suppose, goes up in dust here. So you get to breathe coal dust. Isn't that lovely? But this is not impressive. Come on, people. More. We need more workers in here. Current production, 135 tons. Now you are the bottleneck. You are the bottleneck. And I don't have a buffer in here. I do not. And is it realistic to get one in? It is not. That's not happening. It is. It was cool. It was a miracle that we got this road in and got the bridge in for the workers to walk up to the coal mine. Yes. While I have been procrastinating and broderat about this. Has the meat situation resolved itself, perhaps? Yes, trucks are moving, and there is a cow standing there. Great, and there as well. And we are producing. We are filling up. Yes. I did sell a few meat trucks, though. But I mean, some meat is certainly better than none. So, have we gotten to the point where we have our own electronics? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And did I change that now, or have I had the foresight that I one day would produce electronics, because everything else is set to 0, but electronics, actually room for a little bit of electronics here. And stop buying if I have to tell you, I'm not sure, but don't do that. Take it out of the warehouse, please. Yes, and now you have meat. You have meat, hooray! That means that something is working, at least with the meat industry. It may take quite a while before we get all of the things caught up. Should we have a look at where are you? You are on your way to the distillery. That means that you have a great journey ahead of you to every pub in the Republic once you've been to the distillery, but there is a little bit of a ways to go. Vroom, 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 vroom. No, doesn't feel right. The most clear way of telling if everything is alright with an industry like this is there smoke coming out of the smokestacks? And as we can see, everything is very much alright with steel industry at this moment in time. And we are consuming some power. This power station is clearly the most loaded one for some reason. It is actually a bit loaded for a domestic one, and this one is barely. This one doesn't have anything to 2.4 megawatts. 20 people sitting around. They could use their hands to carry the coal into the boiler if they'd like, but there are probably some health and safety concerns with that, so we should not uppmuntra till det. We should not be encouraging that. Yes. Well, is everything all right with the oil industry? There are no trains. Absolutely no trains, but there is a lot of smoke coming out of the stacks here, which tells me that overall things are very good. You are empty, you are empty, you are empty, you are... Okay, we have quite a bit of fuel and bitumen stored up, not too much, and over here we are full of oil, so there is nothing hindering you except the number of workers. There is even a train there with oil, so we have plenty of oil as per usual. And now I can afford to buy 2 more oil tankers here. 1, 2, and you go on there, and you go on there. Yes. And you are one of those that goes to Raska, and yes, you can pass by the oil refinery and fill up on your way out there. Why not? Let's see how badly all of the chemicals and plastics and everything that has been put down over here. Let's see how much of an impact that has had to oil. I have removed 2 out of 3 of these trains. I had 3 going before, now I have 1, but it's a long one. And okay, we have a surplus of oil, apparently. And how are you doing? You're doing quite well. What about you? You have chemicals. You have not enough chemicals. It's not stopping you from producing right now, but it could certainly be better. Was that the electronics truck? Markaryd Road Cargo Station is where you're going. Which I suppose is here. No, that's Torvabit Road Cargo Station. No, you're going to, yes, you're going out to Markaryd Road Cargo Station, which is, yes, you are the electronics truck. Så att, how is the bus platform at Kirarush doing? There is such an untapped potential of resource there that we could use somehow, but you're short on chemicals. Why are you always short on chemicals? You need one more truck. Another truck standing there, he's carrying plastics. Would another truck help? Or are there simply too many trucks pulling off this resource that is the chemicals plant? We do have a lot of workers in there, so I suppose that the amount of trucks. Didn't I buy 2? And what is this? Kirarush Cargo Station 3. Are you connected to what? Oh, we don't want you to do that. No, get rid of it. Get rid of it, please. Thank you. You can apparently not do that with passenger vehicles, but you can do it with cargo vehicles. Take away all the stops, that is. So go to one of these. Say that one. And you load up on chemicals. And as we learned, it's important that we wait until loaded, or we're gonna have a bad time. Then we go here and you wait until you are unloaded, and off you go. And I wonder, when he gets in here, are they continuously filling up, or are they filling up really slowly? Yes, they are. He's at least filling up. What about you? You started filling up too. Yes, they are all filling up, or getting loaded, we should say, since this is cargo after all. There are forklifts going with pallets here with chemicals. I suggest that they use. Well, we could have barrels. Barrels would certainly probably be a more efficient way of transporting chemicals. Why can't we have a pipeline with chemicals going straight into the electronics factory here, electronical components factory even? And I wonder, we do have a a fantastic untapped source of workers there. And there is another branch of industry, a huge one, which I have not previously touched. We can see that I think I was able to do chemicals once we could get over the bother of cutting down trees and whatever else it is you need for the stock one. What is it you need for the stock one? That would be chemicals, oil, bitumen, fuel, maybe plastics, asphalt, chemicals. Yes, you need wood and you need crops and you need gravel. Exactly, gravel. I feel I can't be bothered. So once I could get chemicals in this way, I feel it's a balanced, not a very cheating model, because it is expensive as to do these chemicals. It takes a lot of oil, it takes a lot of workers, and a little more crops. It could eat a bit more crops maybe to be more expensive. But yes, so as I was saying, or was about to say, about the other industry that we could try and get into is, of course, engineering industry. There's production line for a space for vehicles and a car dealer. Okay, car dealer I think we can do without, but a vehicle production line. Let's head out here where it is not so much. That is very large. I mean, that's like 6, 5, 6, 7 something of these houses, of these tower blocks in length. And can we get a closer look at you? What do you have? So you have forklift connections on every here and there. You do not have a rail connection yourself, so one would have to hook up space for storing your products and so on. And for input, I mean, when you are done, let's see here, when you are, so you are enormous. We have so much can be established. Let's ride one of you around here. I talk about this. The space for vehicles, and you can see the inflation in real time. That's that's really cool. That's really cool. That's why you have to love this game. I suppose that's what's cheap. At 61,000, you can still see the inflation in real time. And here it's really going. Wow, car dealerships are going up in price very much. How much is that then? Is that? No. 2 million. 2 million rubles? No. Pensions fund, $382 million. Anyway, what do you need? You need plastics, 62 tons of plastics per day, 400 workers, and I think I have seen that they also need educated workers. So you need both engineers and workers. So you need both white collar and blue collar workers, basically. And plastics, mechanical components, electrical components, electronics, and fabric. I make all of those things. Storage, okay. Is there then, when we have these things, is there like a, let's see, a train, let's find a train depot. Like this one. Is there like something you can use to transport vehicles then? Open. Can load vehicles on flatbed up to 79 tons of vehicles can be loaded onto that one. And this one, none. 67 tons. Okay, so I can get, excuse me, so I can get the vehicles out. It could be something, but for now, listen to the trains, allow the trains. This is an iron train, this is a long ass oil train. This is a coal train. What's going on here? As this one is pulling into the massive junction block here, where so much stuff is possible to go. So many places is possible to go to, are possible to go to. Is possible to go to that you wouldn't believe. And where are you going, my friend? You are going up to the oil refinery, so you will take this line here and you will go up here. Shall we indulge at looking at a long train snaking through a bit of track? And this is the only track in the Republic that we have built with our own manpower. There's another train coming the other way. Whoa! There, quite a bit of torque needed. I suppose the engine RPM is at maximum, yes, to get the train filled with oil. 1,137 tons of train. Whoa, what is, no, that does not look safe. But I mean, it appears to be working fine, so there's probably nothing to worry about on this expertly laid rail line here. Isn't that nice? Okay, the rest of the bit is boring. So with that, what have we accomplished today? We have thought a bit about getting into the engineering industry, which is a big thing to do, and it will cost a lot of money that we don't have. Bless me, or whatever you say when you have to sneeze when you're by yourself. Suppose you don't say anything. I had to sneeze, that's why I went a bit quiet. Yes, we'll have a look at our statue here, and with that, we say, I say thank you so very much for watching this thrilling installment of Det demokratiska Böhmen. Good night.